All right, so we're going to continue with our Nix builds for the Riot stack, and it'll be interesting to see if anybody actually watches these videos. My OCaml videos have actually started to pick up a few more views. Not as much as the Rust, but it's maybe it's just the fact that there's, first of all, less OCaml people, and also they probably weren't following me before. I updated it today. This is a real title. This is literally what we're doing. We're quite close. All right. Just stop giving me notifications, please. Please, Discord. Okay. You just have to ask Discord nicely sometimes. Okay, so I did one flake off stream, one flake update, which was I opened the PR for the config flake now that Spices was merged. And then I updated Spices to be the GitHub source all the way through. We might work on Mint T today, but we won't be able to push it. So this is kind of like where we're at, Anchors, because we were talking about this in the Riot Discord. He was asking me where we're at. We have all of these done. Okay. I have a PR open for config. Once the PR for config is merged, I can do a PR for libc. Once the PR for libc is merged, I can finally do a PR for Riot. Rio's actually merged, which means that technically we could push bytestring. Let's update this. So I'm just gonna, but bytestring is part of the Riot repo. That's why it's Riot/bytestring. So I'm just gonna do it all at once because there's not really gonna be a point. I did it differently for Mint T because all of these things you see here that are not even done depend on Spices. So I had to have Spices built before I can do these other ones. So anyway, once we get all of Riot done, then we can finally actually open a PR for Mint T. So I was hoping it's because Leo's out of town. He's in like Berlin right now or something like that. I was hoping he could merge this config PR and then we'd have the libc PR and we'd be so close. But it might be a little delayed because we're still waiting on that. So that's where we're at. If you really want me to, I could push these up, Anchors, but you'd have to to my own fork. But then you'd have to update the paths and stuff like that in order to get the Nix build working to wherever you had the projects, and it would require you to clone all these locally. So it would not be the nicest experience, for sure. But anyway, so that's where we're at. Config, libc, all of these. And then we can do Mint T and Mint T leaves. So we have a couple options today to keep this going. Leo said I could just wait on doing Scarab until somebody asked, because he's not sure if other people are really going to use it. So we'll just wait on that. But he said all this stuff is in the to do, so that could be it. I mean, you could go and do that. I mean, that's the plan. Once this is all through, I can put it into Nix packages, right? But I was just waiting till I actually got the development flakes done. And that was kind of my priority. First priority for this is get all the flakes done so that we can use them for development. All right, see you, Nightshade. And then second, get all of these into Nix packages so that actual Nix users that just want to use the packages can do it. So that's the idea. So I think what I'm going to do for now is we're going to start on the Surrey stuff. So I haven't touched it at all. So I don't even know all the dependencies that it involves. It is probably going to depend on Riot as well. Let's just take a look. Let's take a look, because it's mostly what I want to do is say like Nomad, Trail, and MLX. Let's just say don't depend on Riot. Then I can get PRs open for all of that before I actually open a PR for OCaml. So let's just take a look at what the dependency tree looks like for all these. So OCaml, let's take a look at the Dune project. Okay, so this relies on MDX, ODA. Okay, so it relies on Riot and it relies on telemetry, which are both part of the Riot stack, basically. I already have the flake done for telemetry, so that's not a problem. But of course, Riot's like still 2 steps removed. So let's see if we can find something else. We'll just go here. Might be faster. We have Trail, Nomad, and oh, I didn't even ask him about Blink. Okay, we'll take a look at Blink and MLX, and Castor's already done. Okay, Trail server framework for Riot, probably going to depend on Riot. Let's take a look. Trail. Oh, there's a few things in here. Okay, so let's take a look. There's Sidewinder and Trail in the Trail repo. So let's update this to be Surrey Trail and Surrey/Trail/Sidewinder. Okay. Mono repo. Okay. Okay, Trail depends on OCaml. So Trail is further down. Waiting on OCaml. Okay. I mostly put this whole URL in here so that I didn't have to look it up, because I haven't actually used any of these projects yet. Waiting on Riot. Okay. So that's Trail. What about Nomad? Oh, I forgot to look at Sidewinder to see if there's anything Sidewinder's depending on. Riot as well, and Trail. Okay. It's fine since they're in the same directory. It's not going to really matter too much. Riot and Trail. Okay, so this is, we'll just put it in there. Waiting on Riot. And Trail. Okay. Good enough. Okay, Nomad. Nomad is a WebSocket server, HTTP and WebSocket. I bet this is built on top of OCaml, but I guess we'll find out. I mean, yeah, we shall see. Yep, sure is. So we have OCaml in here, telemetry, Trail, and Riot. Oh, 007 on Riot. Okay, got it. So that's Nomad. Waiting on OCaml, Trail. Anything else? I think that was it. Yeah. So let's just put this under trail, since that will have to happen first. And then we have MLX. Oh yeah, I didn't even look at Blink really. Pure HTTP, OCaml HTTP client. Okay, Blink, single project. Get those commit bits, yep. Okay, so this depends on trail, because store's already done, and Riot. Okay. And this is Blink. Surrey / Blink. Waiting on trail Riot. Okay. Very good. And lastly, MLX. Okay. So this is the simple JSX support for OCaml. So there's MLX HTMX and MLX. Interesting. All right, 1 second. Getting messages. Okay. So MLX, what do we got? OCaml, ppxlib, Dune, and min here. Okay, so we could potentially just do MLX. And there's MLX test. I wonder what MLX test actually does. This might not matter to actually do, but let's see. Hey, Kinran, what's up? Oh, just trying to get some more of these flakes up. Trying to decide what's worth working on today versus not. Okay, so Surrey MLX. Could probably build everything for all of it. So this isn't dependent on anything. So let's just put it at the top. And then we just need to take a look at this. Create a Dune dependency crawler to get all the deps in a project or GitHub to make your next journey smooth sailing. Yeah, you could. There's probably a way to do it already, but I don't know. Sometimes I don't want another tool. I just want to look at a file and see what's happening. Yeah, there's opam to Nix, yeah. I saw that. It would at least list out everything, right, for you. The journey of actually using that project didn't seem all that smooth, but that could just be me not feeling like dealing with it. Have you actually used it, Yawar? I don't know if you actually use Nix or not. This is opam to Nix, by the way. I was reading through it and looking at the source code the other day. Experimental. That's funny. Well, that's probably why I don't want to use this, honestly. It's because to me, it's like I have this one Nix workflow that like I understand really well. And doing anything outside of that sounds hard. I think the good way of putting it is that I've learned a framework for Nix versus actually learning Nix. Oh man. I'm a Nix framework user. Just your typical flake parts Andy. Now if Nix was written in OCaml, right? I did notice we were just talking about this. What's the name of that company? Phlox, maybe? Is it Phlox? No, it's not Phlox. I'll find it. It's like a Nix wrapper. And there's a reason I'm bringing this up. Where is it? It is Phlox. Yeah, it is Phlox. Phlox. Like this. This is what I was thinking about. I just was checking out a job board, and it turned out that Phlox is actually hiring, and apparently they use Rust. So I was a little interested. It would definitely be. I don't need to get a job until like fall at the very earliest. So, but I just kind of wanted to see like how the market's doing, what's out there. It was a little interesting. Yeah. I mean, granted, they say like, you know, I have less of the systems and more of the back end, but that's okay. Um, it's pretty interesting. Let's see, where did they talk about it? Oh, this was the part that I don't have, of course. Production experience for several years with C++ or Rust or Go required. I wonder how serious they are about that. They might be though. Ugh, proficient in using Python to both write glue code and solve larger problems with services. Don't particularly love that part. Okay. Net new services using Python, Rust, Go, or C++. I don't know. It sounded better when I just skimmed this. Reading the actual JD sounds a lot worse. This one's right up your alley, Amit. I think they're only hiring in North America and Western Europe, though. Classic. But I don't know. Between that and the pay range, I don't know if it would actually work for me. They're looking for someone that knows things that I don't know and to pay me less than I get paid. So it's kind of like, I don't know. Okay. So anyway, I thought it was just. I think the main reason I brought it up, though, I just thought it was interesting that we were just talking about Phlox, or somebody brought it up last Nix stream, and then they actually had a job open. You can't help in the department of knowing things. I know, right? Yeah. solve larger problems in Python. My rewriting in OCaml. Yeah. No, I missed your chat, Skinran. Solve larger problems with Python. Yeah, red flags detected. Totally. That's hilarious. All right, what's this twig thing? Okay. Yeah, we like Nix. The Nix group consists of leading experts in the field and provides Twigs clients with services around the Nix ecosystem. Oh, cool. This is very cool. Neat. Hey, Priv. What's up? Are these OCamlers, Yawar? Let's see. Java does all sorts of consulting. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's why that's where there's Spring Architects. Atlassian consultant. Imagine that being your job title. Backend architect, backend engineer in Python. And it makes sense that that's mostly what's out there for consulting. Bazel engineer. Basil. Tableau, AWS, DevOps. Wow. Okay, so they're pretty big if they have this many job posts. That's a lot of freaking job posts. Okay. You have an Atlassian consultant at your job? Yeah. No, I mean I know. I know they exist. It's just wow. I couldn't do that. Okay. Cool. All good to know about. Okay. What are we doing? Oh yeah, we're just trying to make a decision on what we're going to work on. Okay, so since I think there's so many dependencies down here anyway, and they're really all waiting on Riot in one way or another, just like Mint T is, I might as well finish the Mint T Flakes, even though they're going to depend on local dependencies still. And then go from there. They also sponsored employed people for compiler work and stuff. Oh, that's neat. They use various languages, Haskell, OCaml. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's fun. I don't know. Maybe working at like a consultancy wouldn't be the worst thing. I've only worked for actual product companies so far. Consultancy work can be interesting, a little bit more variety. But I really like sticking with a product and actually having to make decisions over like a fairly long time horizon personally. I enjoy that. But who knows? Who knows what's next? Certainly not I, especially since I have 7 months, 6 months, 6 months before I actually start looking. You know, seriously. So I don't think it makes sense for me to like look now and try to interview places and be like, by the way, I'm not available to November. But you know, I don't think that's going to go over very well. Okay. Let's see. This is still Poly. Okay, so we need a new session because I restarted and closed all of the tmux stuff. We'll just call this Riot Nix and we'll go. Would you like to work for free on my compiler project in Rust? No. There's already enough jobs that I've seen that for what they're paying, they might as well just be asking you for free labor. Okay. So let's get into Mint T and we'll finish out this flake. Mint T flake. And let's just pull the latest. Already up to date. Let's make sure to start with that my Nix build of spices is working with the current code. No. I need to do this anyway, Anchors. This is what I've been doing anyway. I just hadn't decided like which one I wanted to work on. I would have done some of the Atacama stuff, some of the Surrey stuff, if they didn't depend on Riot. But they all depend on Riot anyway. So there's really no difference between me working on this versus working on the other one. So it'd be nice to just have this done. Okay, let's do, dang it. I don't do splits that much anymore now that I mostly code on stream. I either have one file open or none. Wow, that's not what I meant to say. Okay. Let's look at our Dune project. And let's see what we have here. That's a Mint-T. Mint-T depends on OCaml, Riot, MDX, TTY. TTY is a Riot stack dependency, but it's already merged. Leaves depends on OCaml, Mint-T, MDX, and spices. Okay, cool. So we're going to start with this one. And this will just be our default package since it's the namesake of the repo. Okay. And all of these have the same version. So we will inherit version. We will say pname equals default and propagated build inputs equals with camel packages. We're going to need inputs dot riot dot packages dot default. And we're going to need the whole MDX thing, which I already have 9 down. So we'll just copy that. And we're going to need TTY. That is in GitHub, but we still have to include it as an input since it's not in OCaml packages. Default. And UUSEG. That's a new one for me. UUSEG. Okay. So we got all of those done. Now we just need to define both Riot and TTY in our packages above. So let's see. Oh, I already have TTY defined for spices. Perfect. So then let's just do it for Riot, which is going to be my local users me OSS Riot. Okay. Okay. This looks good. It might just work. So since it's default, we don't have to say anything, and it already hates me. What did I do wrong? Attribute inputs.tty. Oh, I copied it twice. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Oh, that's what I did. Oh my God. What am I doing? I forgot to do that. Okay. That's a little bit better. Shut up, Amit. That's horrible. Horrible what you're saying. Oh yeah, I didn't actually finish. I just defined the packages and expected it all to work. It might help if I told it where to look for the source and put in that semicolon. Okay. Another missing semicolon. Love when you have to do semicolons everywhere. Love it. Like, if there's a manager role where you're just saying, like, you're going to spend 5% of your time in meetings and you're mostly going to write code, then sure. But that's not the reality for most management roles. I cannot if I have a meeting every day that lasts more than 15 minutes, I'm not a happy person. Yeah, that's not even the reality of the team lead, exactly. And I've done the lead thing before. You don't know why, but you're imagining a Karen comes in to ask to speak to a manager and you come out. That's hilarious. uh, who's this homeless guy? That's the manager. All right. I'm the absolute worst at customer service. I'm sure that's really surprising. I've done it before. It's very bad. Very bad. Very bad look for everybody. And it hates me. You don't know about package default? Oh my god. Okay, I just messed up somewhere. You don't know about package default. For which one? I guess you mean like this actual thing I'm trying to build right here. That's unfortunate. Let me make sure Riot's building while we're on this. It was building last time. Let's just make sure Riot's building. I have a hard time not saying things when people really bother me. And that doesn't go well for customer service. I have a hard time not being honest with people. The only person I'm good at lying to is myself. Come on. Come on, derivation. You can do it. But that's their problem, right? Yeah. I mean, it is. Yeah, it's just not usually that's not usually how the company that's hiring me to take care of customers thinks. uh it's even funnier in the South, like in the Southeast United States. Just the culture here. The honesty is not considered much of a virtue. Yeah, that's actually part of the that probably would go better than things I would say. Okay, so that's just gonna hang forever. No, okay, it's finally there. This isn't really a Nix problem, by the way. This is a me problem. This is a 5-year-old Intel based MacBook problem. Is that written in a training manual somewhere? Probably. Yeah, and it's fine. Like, I mean, it's okay. People can believe whatever they want, but like the religious the interesting entrenchment of religious values in companies down here is pretty crazy sometimes. It's pretty crazy. Okay. Let's just do the default build on Riot. It's totally happy. I don't know what your problem is, Mint T. Riot's building fine, okay? All right, let's do an update. Because this is an existing flake, so it has a lock file from when I built spices, and maybe it's confused about something. Oh man, yeah. It's pretty interesting. Like you can go into like any store around here and they'll be like playing religious music, and you're just like, okay, this is different. Not used to this. I mean, I should be used to it. I've lived in the Southeast for a long time now, but it is still kind of surprising. Okay, this is the normal. This is the normal hang on 39.4. That 39.4 just really, whew, can be really hard. Whatever happens after that, really hard. I think Kinran told me that I could pass like a verbose or something to this, and then it would actually tell me what it's doing this whole time. But maybe I'm misremembering. All right. I guess we could write out our other one while we're waiting on my computer to know what the heck's going on. This is going to be leaves. Might help if I was in insert mode when I started typing. And use Nix at work. Is that the job where they use Haskell? Because that would not surprise me. I always forget. I feel like you've changed jobs 3 times since I've known you. For all platform stuff? Yeah. Oh, thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. I've had it like 8 years. It's a good keyboard. It served me well. 1 second. Hey, Prophet, what's up? Not a glove 80, yeah. This is very true. Maybe someday I'll be ready for it. Let's see. So here we are caring about mint tea. And if I remember right, let's look at how I did this in Riot Flake, which I don't have open. Riot Flake. I think it's just self.packages.default. Yeah. Okay. So leaves doesn't depend on Riot directly, so we should be able to say self prime packages default. Pretty sure that's right. Self prime, yep. Okay, finally got our Nix Flake update going. Let's do a Nix build for default. Be funny if I just didn't like write the file or something. I'm pretty sure I did though. We also use MDX and leaves, so we'll leave that. And we don't need TTY. We just need spices, and I think that's the last one. So self prime packages dot spices. Okay, well, I just saved it while Nix was actually trying to evaluate something, but that's okay. Oh, this is wrong. That should be leaves. And then in our dev shell, we should have leaves. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. You gotta save it for a really good time, Amit. The import tax on the Glove 80 is insane, Dan. Yeah. I've heard that from a lot of people, and they've just ended up ordering like a Kinesis, or they end up like getting a Dactyl from somewhere or something like that, you know, having to go with one of the other kind of open source pre-build type things, or build kits. Okay. So that's Minty. It's thinking about it. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. Haven't seen this error before. But I could have just done something dumb. Because the Nix Flake update only updated Nix packages, so it probably wasn't that. Let me just make sure everything else, yeah, everything else is going to GitHub, so that shouldn't be a problem. And we did a build of spices before our update, and our update didn't update TTY, so that shouldn't have mattered. Okay, it's the same error. Okay, I don't know about package default. It's probably just my computer, honestly. I don't actually know why it takes so long. Pass through only packages. For full logs, run Nix log. Okay. So let me compare this to the one I have in Riot to make sure that I didn't screw up anything else. Oh, I'm dumb. It's right here. The P name, like how else, first of all, just logic, common sense. How else did it know it was supposed to build the Dune project of Mint T? Because I haven't actually said Mint T in any of the project names. So default is the Nix package, but the project name needs to be Mint T. Okay, that's the problem. We should be good. Usually not every evaluate usually doesn't take this long. It's a little disappointing that this is happening, but oh well. Eventually I'll get a new system. Okay, so we have Mint T built out. We have leaves built out. This all should be good. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of what I'm like the thing I have on here. My system. You're just watching pixel update on the screen. Yeah. Okay, I think what we could do while we're waiting for that to evaluate is let's just go ahead and clone a bunch of the other repos that we need to work on. Habit of doing git status, even when I don't need to. So let's look at Nix Riot. We could start with Surrey MLX. That would be fine. We could just clone every one of all of the things we're about to do. Just get that out of the way. We could do that. I think I'm actually going to make... I'm thinking about making a Surrey dir, because right now my OSS folder is starting to get a little insane. Yeah, it's getting a little bit long to where I have to like think about it. But it's like, am I going to remember that these are in Surrey? Or do I just want to make like a Riot dir and put everything in there? It's fine. Doesn't really matter. We can move it later. Okay. Okay, that was small. Let's do OCaml. Well, it might help if I did this instead of... I thought I pressed up. And let's do trail. I guess it doesn't matter if I say .get at the end of it. It knows what's happening, obviously. Interesting. That takes care of Sidewinder. Let's do Nomad and Blink. Okay. And let's see where we're at. Yay, Minty built. Awesome. So the last thing is just to make sure that the leaves builds works. Leaves build. And then this is actually good. Well, you still have to wait until Riot's up in GitHub for all this to work. But I can push this up to my fork if somebody really, really wants to try to make it work. But you'd have to do some finagling for sure. Okay. So I guess we can start on MLX since that didn't take very long. And see how that goes. Okay. It requires me to multitask. See, this is completely great. Let's actually just do this. Paste. We'll go here because it's another bit dependency level down. Flake done. Waiting on Riot. Flake done. Waiting on Riot. Okay. I mean, technically it's waiting on Minty, but it's fine. It's in the same repo, so it's not really going to matter. All right, so MLX. Let's see if our build of leaves finished. Didn't work. This is fine. Packaged spices is multiple definitions. I'm not surprised about this. And that's because several things depend on spices. So let's figure out, this is when this little Nix store query comes in. Because it should tell me which one is being used where. Okay, so this is used in Minty result, libc result, Riot result, and config.ml. Okay. Yeah, more Nix today. And what about the other one? Other one. Just addicted. It's an addiction, guys. Be careful. It shows me nothing. Why are you saying there's a dependency issue if it's not even showing it? It's not even anywhere. Maybe it's what's currently trying to be built. Weird. Weird. All right, let's just try an update. Did nothing. I think it could be that we're on a different hash, but the build that I just made of spices. And because of that, I have to go through all of my local dependencies and get it to work out. Oh, because I'm depending on that local, and then I'm pointing to GitHub for other things. Let me think if this makes sense. Is this true? I don't want it to be true, but I think it is true. That's a little confusing. So if all of these are pointing, the thing that's confusing about it is that this didn't actually do anything. I wonder if it will let me delete it. I think there's a Nix store delete. If it doesn't have any roots, it might actually let me delete it. Nix store -- delete. Okay, we'll try that. Whimsically says, you've been invited to a NeoVim chat group at work, and 99% of the talk is about Nix. That's really funny. Okay, good call out, Anchors. Do you like Dragon Ball Z? Yeah. You know what's funny is I've watched Dragon Ball Z a long time ago, but I haven't watched it recently. But like I heard that the creator passed, which is sad. He wasn't that old. He was like 68. It happens. Okay. One store paths deleted. Okay. Let's try this again and see if anything different happens. Nice. Thanks, Ami. I really needed that. Okay, so I think most likely what's happening is that since spices is used outside of this package, this is not working. How do you like that? Oh, this is an interesting problem. I'm gonna try changing this to an input and see what happens. But yeah. Inputs. Spices. Oh, it's actually minty. Inputs dot minty dot packages dot spices. So this is going to be a little bit ugly. And I don't know exactly what this is going to look like long term. But that's on Leostera still. We'll just try this and see if we get the same problem. Oh, your Piantar's keyboard's arriving? That's awesome. Unboxing stream, of course, you have to do it. All right. So yeah, basically the problem is that spices is here, right? In this monorepo. One of the issues is that spices is dependent on by leaves, right? Which is here. But then spices is also depended on by Riot at some level in the dependency tree for Riot. So leaves is going to mint tea, which is going to Riot, which is calling to spices on GitHub, while this spices before was using the local hash, which may not match up with where Riot's trying to find spices. So I'm hoping that this fixes it. If it doesn't, I'm going to be really confused. But it definitely feels weird, of course, to add the actual URL of the GitHub repo for this flake in the inputs. But I think it's possible that it would work. You'd love to do an unboxing stream. You stream in the evening though? Oh yeah. No. I mean, it would be cool just to see it being used, whether, you know. Yeah, okay. Isn't it nice, whether I'm right or not, it's really nice when you come up with a hypothesis and then it gets confirmed, you know? Like, it could still be the wrong hypothesis, but like, this ended up working because of maybe what I said. It's most likely the problem. It's one of those nice feelings where you're like, oh, good, maybe I understand something. It's possible I don't, but it's still a nice idea that I might. All right, 1 second. Course it's in. Okay, cool. So that handles the mint tea. That handles this whole build. There is still some flakiness here. And I'm not exactly sure how we're going to solve it. Like, it'll be interesting once everything's merged up into GitHub, like what this development experience will be like, with this technically pointing to GitHub for spices and leaves, where you may not want it to. You may want to point to the local. But I'm not sure yet how I could make that work, or if I could make that work. I don't really know. Ideally you can, without having to update it everywhere within the dependency tree. As like a use local flag or something. Do I restart my Mac before I start my stream? Not usually. I had to restart, when was it? Monday? No, when did I stream last? Wednesday. Wednesday OBS would not load, which happens semi-regularly. And then I usually just like start it a couple times and then like force quit, start, and then eventually it loads. But it was Wednesday where no matter what I did, it didn't load. So I had to restart. And then it worked. Okay, cool. So that's mint tea done. It's not perfect, but it's done. Flake done, waiting on Riot. So I guess this is where this doesn't exactly make sense to say waiting on Riot, Minty, because the Minty flake is done. It's waiting on Riot, really, for leaves to be merged. All right. My partner needs me to find something. I'll be right back. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna matter. It's a good idea, Meat, but I don't know how much it's actually going to make a difference. There's a supplement that I might have stolen from our cabinet that my partner needs. We'll see. Is it in my bag? Do I have it? Doesn't look like it. Where else would I have put such a thing? I guess I didn't check the front. That's it, right? Exactly. I'll just ask them if they actually need me to find it or not. Before I stop streaming, we'll find out. Oh, they're responding. Hold on. We're getting there. Yes, I was thinking about that, anchors. Somebody mentioned that. So inputs.minty.inputs.leaves.follows equals leaves. Right. Now, would it be possible? I guess what I'm trying to think of. Yes, I do have it. I think I have it in the Riot Flake. Right here. I have it for Nix packages, right? Yeah. Oh, thanks, Kenneran. Yeah, I'm trying. I think I'm wrapping my head around it all. Right. So instead of, let's see if I, well, that sounds bad. Inputs.minty dot inputs dot nix packages dot follows equals nix packages. So I guess what I'm wondering is, without having to update this right here, is there a way? Here's what I want to do, and maybe you guys can answer, and maybe follows is the right call. So let's get rid of the other thing so we can see this better. So basically, Riot here, of course, depends on spices. So spices comes in from Riot at some point. And then leaves depends on spices as well, right? I kind of already explained this. But is there a way using follows or something along those lines that I could make Riot as an input follow the spices that I have here, in the way that I could go back to the specifying spices as self.packages.spices? You see what I'm saying? Is that somewhat clear? While you guys think about that, I'm going to try to find this supplement. Oh no, I lost you. Dang it. So I want to be able to say self.packages.spices within leaves. And I want that spices to be the only spices that is ever brought into the entire dependency tree. Is that something I can actually do? I want Nix to say, okay, I know about this spices and I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it to build everything. That's what I'm saying. But without leaving this file, right? Without me having to make edits to a bunch of files. Okay, now I'm going to look for the supplement. Found it. So good. I'll be right back. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like I would need something like an overlay or something, right? Some meta definition for it in some way. Okay. I haven't really sat in my chair today, so now I get to. It's very exciting. Nope, wrong side. Maybe. No, it was the right side. Just felt wrong. Yeah, I could try in some way. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't matter yet. It might matter in the future. Would be funny if I did all of this and then the real answer really is just writing an overlay, but that's okay. Okay. So we did this. Let's check out a new branch and just commit. Add Nix Flake for well, I guess we'll just do a whip. We'll do a whip because I'm gonna have to make changes anyway once Riot's all merged. But the cool thing is that Mint T's actually done. I can, at least locally, use Nix to build Mint T for a new Mint T project if I really want to. We could go create a Nix Flake for one of the Mint T projects I have, which is pretty cool. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, that's why Antonio Montero, who's big into Nix and OCaml, he's the one who created Nix OCaml. Nix OCaml, Nix overlays, which I've talked about a couple times. And I used this in order to get a dream project working. And it worked. And it was great. And even just using, like, I did it this way. Is I just specified the Nix package's URL as this overlay, and then everything just kind of worked without me having to do a whole lot of extra stuff. It made it a little bit easier. But yeah. It's nice. It's a nice way of going about it. Not surprising. But people have surprisingly, here in Nix land, full of functional programmers, people have differing opinions on how you should do something. Okay, let's get into the Surrey stuff. I think I wrote out the dependencies, right? Yeah. Okay, right. We can start MLX without any other dependencies. So obviously that's the way to go. Let's go ahead and grab Castor's flake because I know it's pretty simple. And no, wrong one. Probably here. There it is. Flake Nix here. And we'll jump into Surrey. Oh God, wrong place. MV flake.nix to MLX. There we go. Might help if I was in the right place. That's why I had to. I knew there was a reason. I knew I was right in my head, whether or not I did it right. Actually, I'm just going to cat that into pb copy. Let's just see what our local git ignore looks like. Cool. So we can actually pb copy. Oh, whoops. pb paste. We can actually just take pb paste and put it into our git ignore. Okay. Yay. And now we can just build our flake for MLX. So this is where I grab this little guy. Simple JSX support. Paste it here. And this becomes MLX. And let's get a split and see where we're at version wise for MLX. Oh, right. This is actually going to be, I forgot that this is a monorepo. So it'd actually be better off going back to what I had before, but oh well. Yeah, you think an overlay would make more sense. Then you could define all the packages in a single file and tell them all how to build. You would have a single definition of each package. Yeah. Maybe that's my next Nix signature, is building my own overlay, right? No, you don't need to be sorry. I mean, many people have said similar things. Is like, this is usually how you would do this. I would say, what you guys both have used Nix longer and more than I have. What would you say the appetite is, or like, if you're going to use a package, like say you just want to use Riot, right? And that's the only thing you really care about using. First of all, we could just get Riot in Nix packages once all this is done. Should be fine. Should work. But let's just say outside of that, you're going to use Riot, and then you find out, oh, it's not in Nix packages. I have to use this overlay, and that's the only way I can get Riot. Like, what is like the level of like, is there a difference to that between it just having its own flake from a, and again, this is from a user perspective, not really a dev story perspective. I don't know. I mean, I know like I'm trying to support the first story I'm trying to support is the dev story, but I can also handle more pain in the dev story than I can as a user, right? You would just prefer if OPam tune worked pulling in depths like I do with Mix. Well, yeah, that's totally fair. that's fair. It would be really nice. I meant as a Nix user. But yeah. Yeah, that's definitely ideal in the development story. Yeah. I don't know if I finished my question. Let's see. What was I saying? As a user, okay, so user story. This is gonna feel like we're all at work. I'm a user. I'm a developer that wants to build something with Riot. And I'm a Nix user. There's two options. There's an overlay, and that's the only way I can get Riot, or there's a Nix Flake directly in the Riot repo that I can just pull into my project. Just depend on, right? The same way I'm doing with inputs. Which one is preferable, if any? I think that's my question. I use Nix for development, which means that I would normally just run mix deps.get. I don't specify the packages that I need in my Nix files. Oh, okay. Overlays are also supported outputs of Flake, so you can pull in a Flake and use its overlays easily. Oh, that's true. Okay. I don't know. Right. But having it in Nix packages is ideal, right? And if you can't get something in Nix packages as an overlay, right? Like as in, if I just build an overlay for all these things, that's not the, like, I basically need to have a per package Flake in order to get it into Nix packages. Am I understanding that correctly? I might be wrong. I don't know very much about most of this. One second. Okay. Yeah, no, that is exact. I think that's my question, Anchors, is like, if I went the overlay route, yeah, overlays are good for when you don't have something in Nix packages. But building a Flake for Riot, the way I'm doing it, with the end goal of getting it into Nix packages, is like the primary path to getting something into Nix packages, right? That's the right way to do it, if you will. Like an overlay isn't going to help me get anything into Nix packages. I can't even use it for Nix packages. That's really what my question is. Would probably be a Flake, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I had like the right concept of it. Oh, would probably not be a Flake. Oh my gosh, my screen. Oh, the right way to get something into Nix packages would probably not be a Flake. Interesting. So once I have these flakes built, just edit the opam.nix or whatever file is there. I can't speak for OCaml, but the thing is that Nix packages is legacy WRT flakes, so it is itself one huge flake. Interesting. So you'd get the derivations themselves in there. Okay. I think I'm just missing more context. I think it'll make sense when I actually try to get something in Nix packages, and then I won't be so confused. I think it's really what it comes down to. It contains the build descriptions that you already wrote down in your flake. Oh, okay. Right. Okay, that makes sense. So that is to say that, of course, it opened it in the wrong window. You don't need to write a flake in order to get something into Nix packages, right? I mean, you don't have to at all. It's a different thing. But you essentially are writing the same thing at the end of the day. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. So build Dune package, pname, propagated. So this is literally what I have already, just about, right, in my flake. And this is just part of this. So like for mint tea, there would be a directory here called mint tea, and it would have the default package, and then it would have leaves, and then it would have spices as part of my pull request to get these into Nix packages. Okay. How? Yeah. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I actually put all of that together. Which is fine. It's all a learning process. Okay. So let's look at what we have here. I didn't actually see what version MLX is. Is that an OPAM? Is that going to tell me what version the package is? I still am confused, like where in OCaml do we actually specify a version number for our packages? It seems like we almost don't. But we do. We have to. But this is why I'm confused. We specify a version somewhere, but it's not in the OPAM file, and it's not in the Dune project file, unless I'm just like blind somehow. I think you can specify a version. Okay, cool. Thanks, Skinner, and I appreciate it. Yeah, it's all good. MLX : version. Okay. Sure. Yeah, I'm still confused, but it doesn't really matter. Like the version of an OCaml packet, like of the actual OCaml package that I'm currently in. This is the part that I'm a little bit confused by. Am I just crazy and I'm just forgetting? Let's just look here. Let me try a different view. See if I see it this way. Okay, so there's the Dune. I mean, that's the OPAM. We have Dune project. Is it because... No. This isn't going to help me at all. And it looks like he actually doesn't have a release in general of this. So I'm just going to call it 001. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. Okay. Let's go into Minty Flake. Yeah, that's what I thought. And maybe it's that... Yeah, it's not here either. I don't know how it's done then. Definitely confused. Wouldn't be the first time. Okay, so we'll take out that version. And we are going to... Excuse me. Specify several things, and all I have to do... Right. Okay. That's what I thought. All right, we're good. Let's go back to our Doom project for MLX. And this doesn't have any weird dependencies. Okay, cool. This is going to be pvpxlib and min here. What's up, Nightshade? How you doing? Actually, this is default. This is fine. This is MLX. No. Just stop doing whatever you think you're doing, computer. Okay, there we go. Okay, this looks good. And we should be able to just get our initial build. Except that I didn't add things. We know about me and adding things and forgetting that. All right. We all know that's going to take its sweet time. So we can probably work on the next level. Oh, it actually went faster than usual. That's nice. Even if it didn't work, it's still nice that it went faster. Program min here, not found in the tree or in path. Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm pretty sure I don't have opam. Yeah, okay, good. Just making sure that's not screwing things up. I know min here's like a special thing. I wonder if OCaml packages just brings it in automatically. Min here is very special. I just don't remember how it works. I was hoping nobody would ask me what min here is. I've Googled it before because I just couldn't remember. It's a parser generator. Okay. Thanks, Prophet. Why? So min here's not in Nix packages? Is that's probably what this is saying then. Is that min here's not in Nix packages. So that might actually screw up this idea of doing MLX. I guess I could go through the whole specify a GitHub dependency, blah, blah, blah. Build from GitHub without something in Nix packages. That might be the right way to go. Let's see. Was secretly hoping I'd see a flake. Yeah, fix this for me, well typed. I'm just kidding. Okay. I need to search Nix packages. I always forget how to do that. There's a search somewhere. Okay, let's see. Isn't there a search? Isn't there a way to search? Search.nixpackages.com. Thanks, guys. Thanks. I've been doing things that I just know how to do for so long now, like for a whole freaking week in Nix, that now, oh my god, anchors. What the? I'm just kidding. Okay. Min here. It is there. Then why do you hate me? Why are you saying it's not there? All right, let's try this again. Try this again. Now, the Dune project, you're a terrible person because you lied. Maybe it was just something weird, but the Dune project does specify that it has to be here, but that doesn't make sense for me to say program min here not found. Did I screw? It says OCaml packages dot min HIR. Okay, this looks good. We're not wrong so far. Runtime support library. No, this is 2023-608. So it's actually the version that we're using. Yay. Why isn't this working then? What do you hate about me? This looks right. I added everything. Huh. Can I get a Nix shell with min here? Just make sure that I'm not just like completely crazy. I know, right? So many things you could think of. All right, we'll let that think about it. If it can create me a shell with min here. Okay. Well, this was anticlimactic. If you don't actually still use channels, it might take long. Oh gosh, things I don't know. I just wanted to see if it would actually work. Like, I don't understand. Let's see. This is called default. We have self package. Let me just go through this real quick. Did I do anything dumb? Doesn't look like it. This looks fine. This looks totally fine. We have MLX. MLX is here. OCaml, ppxlib, Dune, min here. Okay. Let's just do this one more time. Hint opam install min here. Like, why is it doing this? File mlx/dune. Weird. I guess we'll see what the full logs are for funsies. Program min you're not found in the tree or in path. Okay, well, that's fine. Huh. All right, let's try a Kinran suggestion for the Nix shell. No, don't click the effing link. Stop this. Stupid mouse. Stupid mouse. It might be that many of the executable is used at build time, and this makes a difference for OCaml derivations. Oh, interesting. Cannot find flake Nix packages in the flake registry. Oh, It's just a typo. Okay. We'll let that run. It'll probably take a while because, you know, my system and everything. I guess we can try Googling something. Using min here as library and Nix. Okay, this looks interesting. If they have their source code for this, since it's a Nix parser and OCaml, you would think they used Nix, and I could see how they have it defined. Okay. Be really funny if they did not use Nix for their little Nix format thing here. There's the Dune package. There's literally not a Nix file here. Why would you do this? You would think that would just be perfect. You created a Nix parser in OCaml, and then you didn't use Nix to build it. Feels like a problem. Okay, OCaml packages.min. Yeah, which is exactly how I have it. I have this, it's the same effing thing. They probably failed since they used min here. I don't get what's happening. Okay. I'm going to put this in the Discord. Okay, not what I meant to do. Okay, I'm going to put this in the Discord to see if other OCamler Nixer people know what's happening. Okay. Oh, it isn't. Oh, that's what it is. No, you're right. You are right. Native build inputs. Good call. Good call. Okay. I think you're right. I forgot about this. Maybe because of where it is. Obviously, since I'm only doing one, I didn't really have to do the with OCaml packages, but you know. We have to do this. We have to do this Grug style sometimes, okay? Okay. That's a really good suggestion, Anchor. Okay, screw you. Stop this. Stop doing what you're doing. I don't want a Nix shell anymore. A lot of times it won't stop when it's on this hang. It just hangs and hangs and hangs. It takes the same amount of time, no matter what. I could just get a new thing. Am I using Wes term? No, this is Alacrity. Blazingly fast, as you can tell. Just kidding. I mean, the terminal's fine. The emulator, the terminal emulator is fine. Okay, let's just do this. That way we don't care. Okay, now I went through all that trouble, and then here we are again. Okay. Well, let's just do a build. If native build inputs is right, that's going to be very exciting. It's a really good call out. Yeah, I think this is further than we've gotten before. It'll cost you 5. Yeah, I know. I mean, I'd buy you coffee in Asheville, Anchors, but you know, apparently you don't want to go. A nice trick, Nix trick, is adding the Nix packages that you're using for your home manager setup to your Flake registry. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. So it was the native build inputs thing versus having impropagated build inputs. I kind of forgot about that. Um, like special things have to be here. Now, what's interesting is I don't know why, but they have it in build inputs as well. They don't even have a propagated build inputs. I don't know. I'm not going to put it in propagated, I guess. We'll just leave it in native. I'm not going to say it twice. Okay. Awesome. Clap for anchors. Okay, so now we can move on to the next package in MLX, which is MLX HTMX. Here we go. The closest I've been to HTMX development. MLX HTMX. Okay, if I could type a capital letter, we'd be doing so good. Inherit version pname equals MLX HTMX. And let's see what this actually uses. This just uses MLX. Easy enough. We should be able to say propagated build inputs equals self.packages.default. We'll do this little guy. And not what I meant to do. I think I'm going to leave this like it is, even though obviously it's not necessary. I'm going to leave the width just in case when it comes to adding more dependencies, it'd just be nice to have, right? If you ever needed them. So even though you don't need to do that, I'm going to leave it that way. I'm not going to do it on the MLX HTMX though. You're finally useful for something. Oh, come on. Your passport's not up to date. Got to get on that. How are you supposed to come hang out? This looks good. And we should be able to do MLX HTMX. No, because I forgot an effing semicolon. Just how it goes. When you write Rust, you add semicolons where you didn't mean to. And then when you're in Nix, I guess you don't add semicolons where you're supposed to. Really glad that they decided semicolons were so important. It's very helpful. Okay, we're going to pretend like that's going to work. I don't see why it wouldn't. Yeah, you add them where you don't need. Yeah, that's the other thing, right? Is you add them where you don't need them. Seriously. Inherit version. We'll just add that before I forget. Pname equals MLX test. And propagated build inputs equals self prime packages dot default self prime packages dot MLX HTMX. No, library type XML not found, but it's not even in the Dune project. What are you guys doing to me? Is it because it's not propagated? It might actually be because Menhir is not in the other build inputs. I wonder where TyXML actually comes in. Let's take a look. Let's see. No, we have libraries XML right here, but it's not actually specified in the Dune project. Okay. This is just a normal Dune error. Let's see if somebody edited the OPAM file directly instead of adding it to the Dune project. Wouldn't be surprised if that's what happened. Well, apparently that's not what happened. Interesting. Automatic Nix format is so important. I save all the time, and if things don't move, I missed a semicolon. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's a really good idea. That's actually like how I write closure, right? Is I know I missed a parens if the indentation is wrong once I format it or whatever. Okay. Interesting. So I guess what I'm kind of thinking, let's just do the whole Durham thing here because I want to check something out. Oh no, did somebody give me a fix and I just didn't even pay attention? Keep reading chat. Oh, I need to keep going up. Like further up? Okay. Okay. Wes term. Check anchor suggestion. No, we already fixed that one. So it has to be below that, right? Passport. I don't know. What am I missing? Oh, I have a typo in packages. Oh my God. I thought you guys were just talking about something else. Love it. Okay. There is another problem though, which is this whole XML thing. Yeah. Credibility. Okay. This is fine. We're going to be okay, everybody. All right, this is what I was going to do. And then we do a little Durham below, and then we should be able to load this derivation, but it won't work. Maybe it'll still work, even though the build doesn't work. I can't remember how it works. Posture check. I am kind of leaning forward a little bit, aren't I? Okay, good. We got our shell at least. The reason I wanted the shell is because I wanted to try a Dune build of MLX and a Dune build of MLX HTMX to see WTF is happening with this XML not being specified in our actual dependencies. All right, let's all raise our hands in the air. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I hadn't done that in a while. Ooh. The college students are laughing at me right now. They're saying, what are you even doing? Okay, so we got a bunch of warnings, but our build was successful. Let's try a build of MLX HTMX, I believe is how we do this. And we get the same error. Yay. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and add it to the Dune project. Yep, exactly, anchors. Yeah, exactly. I do these stretches and sometimes it'll be like, ask my daughter, oh, do them with me. And she'll do them with me. And she's like, this doesn't do anything. This feels like nothing. And I'm like groaning and the whole deal. It's pretty funny. Okay, so we need MLX, no, just Dune project. That's all we need. We just need the Dune project, and we need to add Thai XML somewhere. I think I could just do it like this, and I'm going to pretend that the version doesn't matter. Library to, oh, I still have to install it if I want to do it like this. Okay. So I just specified it in my Dune package. So now that I've specified it in the Dune project, it's possible that my Nix build will just work. So let's try that now. Yeah, for sure. You're gonna watch stories of people. Okay, nice. Great, whimsically. That sounds lovely. Yeah, very funny. Old people stream. Let's go. All right. Maybe this will work now. Maybe, just maybe. Feeling a little out of place, yeah. When I said college students, I was thinking of you, well timed. Someday, maybe. Something to look forward to, right? Oh, man. It's funny. Oh, God, this is a slow build. Nice. I guess this will be our last one for the today, but maybe we can actually get the PR up for this. What? It's still not found. Does this not exist in Thai in did I oh, I didn't put it in my flake. Did I forget to put it in the flake? That might have been it. I went through all of that and then I forgot to put it in the flake. Yeah, that would be it. That would be a problem. Unbelievable. I'm like, oh, I've added it to my Dune project. I'm good to go. So dumb. Okay, what don't you like about me? Oh, because I don't have with OCaml packages. Look at this. The one place I didn't put it, because I was like, oh, it only has this one dependency. We're not gonna need it here. It'll be fine. We don't need this. Messed up. And then here we are. Okay. Yeah, that's how I have it everywhere else. Consistency or something like that, right? Okay, it's thinking about it. Let's see what our list looks like. Riot. All right. Oh God. That's why I just don't think about my status bar. It's like I look for certain specific things on it, and then I just like I'm like, okay, that's good enough. Which is not probably the most logical thing to do, but this is also why my Emacs is so slow, because I don't take time to configure things. Oh well, it's fine. Okay, slow build yet once again. At least if it doesn't work this time, then I don't know what I'm gonna do. You just use Doom? Yeah. Yeah, I thought about trying it out. I've thought about it. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Yay, we got a build. Okay. Next build, MLX test. Did I do this wrong? Ah, another typo. You're writing Java again, and the stupid style guide is actually forcing you to move every string literal to a constant. Oh my God. Oh my God. I would be so freaking mad. Yeah, like I actually do, like, we have a soft rule at work to not have magic numbers. But if a string is like obvious, I mean, I don't know. I understand, but also I'd be super annoyed. The magic numbers thing, I think, is like a lot easier to understand. That's funny, Kenran. C sharp. C sharp. Had a literal 37 and 21, I think, in the code. You had no idea what it meant. That's hilarious. Yeah. I've asked for some changes in those things, and people were like, "What? Why?" No. For the most part, people got it. Okay, what didn't work? Variable source or sources should print to the source. Guys, come on. Variable source or sources should print to the source? What does that actually mean? That's funny. What the hell is this? Unpack phase. Source or sources should point to the source. Oh my God, I'm just dumb. That's all. Don't worry, guys. You guys just keep talking. Don't worry about it. You didn't see anything here. Just maybe I left off a certain attribute from my little attribute set there. Just maybe. That's the problem. Ridiculous. You didn't, Nix is such an arcane tool, Anchors, that it doesn't even know what I want to build without me telling it what I want to build. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Why do you have to specify source? I just don't get it. Needs more AI. I know, right? That was something I put on Twitter the other day because I'm so just all the stupid AI stuff that's on there all the time. And it was like, let's see. Yeah, exactly. I always forget what I actually say. This one. Yep. Like, that's actually what they think. Just need better AI. It's fine. We don't need better tools or a better language. We'll just better AI. it'll solve everything. Scary, scary, scary. Really scared to work with people that think that. I mean, that could be true, right? We might need one of those. Okay, we got to build on MLX test, which means, yay, MLX is done. Let's create a branch and say add Nix Flake. And I don't even have a fork of this, but we'll at least get one pull request open today. Not as much as I was hoping for, but with Leo being in Berlin, it kind of changes some things too. Está bien. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I'm about to raid anyway. Have a good rest of your day. Okay. Get remote add fork. Nope, that's not the fork name. I really thought I copied this. Yep. Yeah, totally. Oh, it's great. Great for him. Okay. Oh, are you trying to get to the same place? Yeah. Get push fork. There we go. That looks good. Adds a Nix Flake for MLX, MLX HTMX, MLX test. Also adds a missing a dependency not specified in the Dune project for MLX HTMX. Okay, looks good. You're one of the organizers. Oh no, that's terrible. I imagine you just need to take like a train. Yeah. That's rough. I only know about it like a little bit. Coming in with the second right before we raid. Okay, so what do we get done? We got the MLX PR open. Flake done. PR open. Yay. So we're still just waiting on this. If this isn't done by Monday, then I'll probably have to work on something else because I don't have a whole lot else to do. I mean, I guess we could get all the Surrey flakes written, depending on local stuff. But yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Very cool. Bye, YouTube.